drawn with the man on the circle with the 3 arm positions. Yep.
Yeah.
It's called the universal man. That symbol was symbolizing the man that knew how to do many different things with his hands.
Mm.
Right? And they each hand from the position is it's a code to the work that he did. Right? So he only got 2 feet when he stood the Vitruvian man. It's also called the universal man. But this is what the symbol is, the representation of the energy of the man who can do more than 1 or 2 things. Right? So a jack of all trades, the master of none. But the jack of all trades is better than the master of one. Right? So if you only know how to do one thing, you limit your value.
Mm-hmm.
The more stuff you can do, the more value you create within your circle. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody know which uncle to call to fix the car, which cousin to call to cut your hair. We all know that, but we don't know that one person used to do all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One person used to be able to be the barber, the dentist, the surgeon, the doctor, the lawyer. We used to know it all because it was part of early education. But now, the way that the system designed, they want to create a race of workers. They want to turn us from being constructive and productive to being drones, supporting the system that don't care nothing about us. The system is emotionless. It's heartless. It has no compassion at all. It was created to not have compassion. And all of the things that make it function is the varying division sciences of war that's being applied to the people under sociology.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They don't micromanage one individual unless he's very powerful. Normally, they manage groups using sociology, which they call herd behavior or chattel behavior.
Mm-hmm.
By moving with the group, you can easily control a group better than you can one person.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is look for the antagonist. Always pluck the antagonist out of and it won't never wake the rest of them up in order to rebel. So that's why everything is structured the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Let's get to another question. Family, don't spam the chat with the same question. It takes away the enjoyment of the chat room for everybody participating in it. But don't spam, don't put your question 20 times. Why is there war in the spiritual world, Rod Hayes?
Look, this is because you need to use the term war to understand the conflicts between energies. When you talk about war in the upper realms, you're talking about 2 opposing forces of energy trying to jockey for position to occupy the same wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like sound canceling out sound than it is blood guts warfare of the humans.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the energies moving in the spirit realm, but we had to use the person, place, or thing concept to teach the 3D reality what's going on in the upper realm. So now you have to create superheroes, gods, demigods, great men of valor. All these is energies, and the energy is described in the description of the character of the person.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know what energy is at play. It's the same with your great grandparents not physically here no more, but they left an energy signature called you that they was here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's the same in the spirit realm. There's the energy signature, but the energy signature play out in the physical realms. So if energies come from two different parts of creation and converge at a central location, it causes a reaction. If the wavelength is different, it causes a conflict. If they the same, it causes asymmetry, right? If the two wavelengths are different, they're going to clash first, but they will sooner or later find what's called a common harmony. That's called a war in heaven. When you start looking at everything as an energy as opposed to a being, a person, place, or thing, a noun concept, it allows you to see things clearer in the physical than you thought you would ever be able to see without ever having glasses. It's just changing perception,
Changing
tuning
perception.
perception, right? So we talk about the great father walked the sky with the black dog on his heels, right? And on Earth, the high chief walked the earth with a black dog, and you used it as a comparative analysis. Well, we know that the great father that walked the sky with the black dog on his heel, that's Osiris with the dog star from Sirius on his heels. Right? So now it's in a anthropomorphized form. I can use it as a teaching tool better and let somebody come along and add mystery to it and tell you that it means something different than what it means. Now it's harder for you to translate it.
Right. Okay. Let me get to another question. Where's this question I want? Okay. Rod touched on the split soul earlier. Is that a twin soul / flame?
No, a good example of a split soul is what W.E.B. Du Bois wrote about in The Souls of Black Folk. It's a chapter called The Warring Soul. So the world tell you who they think you are. Everything that you believe about what the world told you are, that's your ego self. And everything that you know you are without nobody telling you is your true self. The goal is to make the ego self, to purify the ego self, is to get rid of the stuff that don't properly represent you in the world's perception out of your own acknowledgement. Right? And once you realize that the true self was the self you thought you was the whole time, this is the warring soul, split soul, dual soul. The twin flame is the one that you was promised to in the earlier life, and you drawn together by the forces of that union, and you come together in the future lifetime, right? A twin flame is you come in soul groups. You can only have a twin flame when you come in a group less than 3.
That's interesting.
So it's like being a twin versus being a septuplet. Right? And the twin flame, that flame is that solar plex or the inner light being of the same essence. Normally it's way more than 2. But for the unique individuals, there's only one of a kind. Your twin soul might not even live in your lifetime. But if they do and y'all meet, y'all cause a reaction in your environment, and they say they souls on fire. Right? Osho said it best. He said, a wise man is a fire, alive. A fire, living. So when the wisdom is activated, the one who has the essence mirrored to yours, that's your twin soul, or your right. That's not your twin flame. Your twin flame is from the same soul essence, and it's only a few of us born with a twin flame. Most of them is born with a twin soul or somebody that they was paired with in a prior life, that in the future life they come back together because that union has to be satisfied in order to balance out the karmic agreement. That
Damn.
also go for the parents you born to. Like, so like normally when we come back in the family line, we come back through our favorite offspring. My favorite daughter's favorite daughter,
Mm.
right? So Big Mama come back through that daughter, right? Or my favorite grandchild or my favorite great grandchild. Yeah, I'm coming back through this one, right? And you'll find yourself watching the children in the family to determine who got the qualities that can teach you what you need to live your best life. And normally them the ones that the most people want to come through. Those the mothers with 10 children.
Mm.
Most loved, most respected throughout the family. She all of them want to come back through her.
Mm-hmm.
We remember, like we don't remember when women used to have 20 something babies.
That was a while. Grandma used to get busy, man.
Yeah, but it wasn't as long ago as we think it is.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that was the you know, they just had babies. They didn't have no concern for. They had the farm. They could feed as many as was born.
Yeah, yeah.
So it wasn't. It's an issue under this modern central bank monetary system where inflation makes sure that the next generation can't enjoy what the last one did.
Yeah, man. They would probably look at the way we living and be like, damn. Like they farming, they got eggs and shit like that. Like I hear people all over the internet. You go to the store, everybody complaining about the price of eggs, $10 if you want some what they call that free
Free
range.
range.
Yeah, free range eggs. So it's just like this shit is insane. What did this the way the finances is operating in this realm? $10 for eggs. What if you got a family of 3, bro? Like that shit is like, bro, like this shit is wow, man.
It's about
So,
to get worse. You don't know the biggest egg manufacturer in America just burned down.
oh yeah,
Yeah, last
shit.
week. So the price of eggs about to be about $30 a dozen in a minute.
$30 dozen eggs. Imagine y'all. Wow. $30 dozen egg. Wow. Wow, that's some real shit right there. Okay, let's get to we're gonna do 2 more questions. Then we're gonna get out of here. Having a good time. We got about 2,500 people in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Enjoying this Thursday. Today's Thursday, right, Roddy? Yeah, Thursday.
Yep.
Enjoying this Thursday night. There was a question I wanted to get to. Hold up. But the chat is moving so fast. But there was a question. I didn't save it. All right, let me ask. Shout out to Kwame Sunhorse. That brother be on the channel sometimes. Elder that be on the channel. He says, Rod, are we dual consciousness in one body human?
Well, we multi-dimensional beings. Your consciousness can enter any dimension where your consciousness is focused at is where you awake at the time. Right. So in this timeline, your consciousness is fully online here. But on another timeline, it's fully online there.
Right.
Remember Jet Li the One?
Yes.
It's kind of like that. Now, if you can take your focus from all them other dimensions and bring them into one dimension, all your multidimensional selves, then you become what's called the unified soul.
Mm.
I think I got a book called Soul Retrieval. It's a how-to manual, and one of the things it talks about is bringing other parts of yourself from other dimensions to assist you in this one. Right. So in other dimensions, you might be killing yourself off to get to this one.
Damn.
Right. But you don't know it because you're not experiencing the death in that dimension because you're experiencing the life in this one. So that I think that's more than dual consciousness. And the only way I could call it is multidimensional.
Mm-hmm. Multidimensional.
Yeah.
Ooh, man. All right, Rod. Why Shout out to Peace Priestess. I think you in the Discord chat too. So shout out to you. She wants to know, why are we experiencing this long heat wave?
First, it's not a heat wave. We establishing a new norm of temperature because when the cycles went from lunar to solar, right, it was the transitional period that's been going on for the last 50, 60 years of climate change. The government been telling us this fallacy about some shit called global warming that don't exist according to the paradigm they feeding us. But what it is the sun cycle coming online. When the sun cycle come online, the temperatures of the planet rise. The heat becomes more intense. The solar rays become more intense. Because now, is especially at the beginning, like right now, the solar rays are sending in correction data to DNA of all species. This is why you're having all of this solar activity going on more than we had in our lifetime, because now on the flip side of the Maherta, the sun is doing what it do. It's sunning.
Sunning. Indeed. Yeah, I seen, so I had some super chats I didn't answer. So we're gonna do two more real quick. All right, Rod. In ascending or transitioning to the afterlife or the next dimension, what is the difference from passing from natural causes, being killed, or taking your own, unaliving yourself? Because I don't want you
so if you do it to yourself, you're gonna revert back and come back and do it all over again immediately.
I appreciate that question too. I appreciate that question. Yeah.
If somebody else put you out your misery, then you're going to review your book of life, because that's probably the exit you ascribed in your book of life. If it's not the exit you describe, you have different options than the one who took his own. You had an option to come in as a walk-in. You don't have an option if you take your own. You have an option to be born with a certain level of skill sets that get you advanced to the level you was when you was unceremoniously removed. Natural causes is always your natural exit. So on that side, you get the plethora of things you can choose from, because now you're looking down on creation from a higher realm of energy. You can determine if you want to come back, when you want to come back, what conditions you want to come back under, who you want to be associated with. You get to put all that together before you make a move. I be listening to people talking about a reincarnation soul trap. That's not true. The only reason they saying that, because Earth, the souls that's natural and organic to the Earth naturally come back to Earth. The only way you can stop a soul that's natural to somewhere from coming back there is you got to take it to an unnatural location where it'll come back in that location, because that's the closest thing to Earth that it can experience at that time. Right? So it'll come back there. So you heard me before say there's certain people that can't die here because we don't want them to come back here.
All right, let's get to this last question. This person wants to know, where's it at? Why don't aliens never abduct black people?
They do. They do. That's part of the what we call racist narrative. In order to push the racist agenda, they had to make somebody seem more valuable than us. Right, but they abduct all people on all lands. Right, and it's a long, drawn out historical record of it, even in prehistoric temple writings. So it ain't nothing new. Is they probably take more of them because they monitoring their genetics to see how they assimilate in their drop of blood.
Right. You're right. You think aliens come while we sleeping and teach us shit, and then we wake up, we be having answers, and they done told us certain shit while we sleep?
Well, they can telepathically give you information,
Or
and you would think you thought it up if you don't understand telepathy. If you understand how telepathy works, you will know exactly when it came in, and if you know how to read oracles, you can find out who sent you the message.
So sometime when you think it came from your higher self, it came from an alien. You saying sometime?
Well, your higher self an alien because your higher self ain't from here.
Right. There you go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They religious God an alien because he ain't from here. They angels is aliens because they ain't from here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? All of them is extraterrestrials, some extra on Earth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was fire. Yeah, Maximum Rising. Yeah, this was. Yeah, this was fire. Yeah, this was definitely. I think Kendrick Lamar put a battery in Rod Hayes, man, because he was extra on it tonight, man. So shout out to Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think we're gonna let me see the minute concern part. Yeah, I think we're gonna let me just ask this last one, Rod, because this person seemed like they really want to, they feeling where's he? Yo, y'all got the chat moving so fast. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, this person is stuck in a certain position. This person is asking, when are we going to get real results of change? And that's a genuine question. This person may feel like shit is just stagnant here on Earth. So they like, when is
Ain't nothing the same today that it was yesterday. No matter how same it looked, it has changed.
Mm-hmm.
We in a microwave McDonald's culture. Fast food, hurry up, give it to me right now. We waiting on the change, but the change is changing. And we can't see it because we want it to hurry up.
Right.
Hurry up. And the sad part about it is that's the same thing I was asking, and I kept getting the answer, take how long it take. Don't mean we have to like the answer. Right? It don't mean we have to like the conditions. But change is gradually taking place, and at some point the old system is going to be so obviously gone to people that they're going to be like, wait a minute, what is we doing? They've been running this this parody Joe Biden presidency. They finally start letting it leak into the mainstream media that they've been running the show. It's called soft disclosure. They don't tell you the whole thing. They just kind of like telling you to get you ready for what they about to tell you. Soft disclosure. Hard disclosure is shock and awe when they just drop it in your lap and say, you figure it out from here. The change is taking place. They setting the stage for the grand finale. So while they setting the stage for the grand finale, all we can do is hurry up and wait.
Right.
Because when it roll out, it's going to be according to the collective and the awareness of the collective. And the more of us that become aware that the change is taking place, the faster it happens.
Indeed. Shout out to Miss Jar. Miss Jar says she just got a ticket. Shout out to you. I'm going to be sending out the Discord link again tonight, family. If you didn't get it, maybe check what email you left with Eventbrite, because sometimes people that leave an email that they don't even know they left with Eventbrite. So check, because the link is getting sent to whatever email you left with Eventbrite. But I will be sending out a link tonight to everybody. Rod, I should send you the Discord link. With the people in there chatting, talking about life, just having high vibrational conversations, man. I should send you the link so you can just chop it up with the people. Whatever you want, just chime in on there, chop it up with them. You know what I'm saying? Say what's up.
It's highly unlikely I'm gonna pop up on Discord.
Oh, you don't mess with Discord?
You know what? I just got Discord, so I ain't really sure how it worked. But you know what? They ain't the one made me download Discord.
Oh, okay. Oh, Dane got a Discord. Dane Holloway?
Yeah. Okay, so and he wanted me to do a live with him and Brother Top Cat. And I've been waiting for so long to do the live with him. He was like, I'll be on Discord. I'm like, I don't got Discord. He said, you got to download Discord. I'll go, I'm downloading it now. Right? Because I know it's for the culture. It's so important.
Yeah.
It's huge for the culture.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we seen Kendrick bring the Unity display out in Cali. Watch what follows, because you're going to have other artists from other areas doing something similar. Now, whether to get broadcast or not is another animal. Because they might, after what Kendrick just did, they might try to put it all on the back burner. So we got to be citizen reporters when we see these Unity displays. Yeah. Go live right then when you see it, because they're not gonna tell us. Oh, yeah. When you see brothers clicking up to do something that's right, go live right then, because they don't want us to see what we doing for the algorithm of his computer network that he been trying to censor us on. So when you doing something unifying and benevolent for our people, everybody go live that's present, even if you ain't looking at it on your phone, and just go live from the same location. Hijack the algorithm, they gonna bow down in respect.
Powerful. Hey man, family, with that being said, I know y'all enjoyed tonight's live. Rod, I want to thank you once again for coming on the live, my brother. As usual, you did your thing.
Appreciate it, brother. I always enjoy myself coming over here.
Indeed. I gotta have you on again soon, man. I want to do one of them panels again, man. It was fun when you was on here with Sharif and Blue Pill, man. That joint was fun, man.
Man, the people love that.
Yeah, that was
they love that.
Yeah, I gotta get.
There was some good brothers to be on with, because they easy to talk with and talk to.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, that was a powerhouse.
For real. I want to get you back on with Billy again, man. That one you and Billy did was groundbreaking, man.
You know how many people asked me when I was coming back on? When you and Black Magic gonna have Billy Costa back on again? I said, brother, that's not my show. I can't tell that brother what to do.
we go make it happen. We gonna make it happen, y'all. We gonna get Billy, Rod, and somebody else. We gonna have a third Anunnaki spokesperson on.
Was the ones that they had the bounty on their head, and how they incorporated the servants they brought over here. They warrior class servants that, they send them to war. And, the first people they send in is the priests. So that's called the soft sell. That's just to get their foot in the door. But once you let their foot in the door, they going to bring in their homeboy, their cousin, their uncle, and everybody. Right? So, let me see who want to come up here. Nobody ain't requested yet to come up. So, anyway, so I was explaining how they had bombed the women's retreat, the Califia Queen Castle, that Disney, the replica of that Disney castle, Tinkerbell, that's the replica of the castle that used to sit on the island that they call Alcatraz now. And it was a woman's resort where the priestesses from all over the world used to go there and, learn how to be in the highest feminine mode, and that's so they don't carry on generational curses. They used to go to the retreat to learn how to navigate their own energy and live their life like that, right? So I was explaining, when they was coming over here looking for the gold with the 49ers and how they was scalping the chief, but it was a few things that I forgot to mention. Like the old chiefs down in Arkansas, the land of the Razorback, where they'll split your back with a razor. Right? Them chiefs that like to use the knives, They talk about the Mexicans using knives. Them chiefs in Arkansas used to cut you fast as they can call you by your name. Probably by the time you get your name out, you been cut every which way but loose. J.D. Walker's. That's J.D.'s revenge. You know, J.D. Walker, boy talker. You know what I'm saying? So all these ancient stories or stories about people that was in our culture is the swastika symbol is found all around the world. Somebody asked that question. Because the swastika is a symbol for balance with nature, and when it's in reverse, that means that somebody is going against nature. It's invited up the only person that's in there that's trying to come in and ask questions. I'm gonna see if they let her in or him. Dana. Hey, hey,
Hi. I was just,
how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing magnificent. Thanks for asking.
You fasting? Did you say you were
No, I'm not.
fasting?
No, I didn't say I was fasting. I'm not fasting right now.
Oh, okay.
I did enough of that. I did enough of that for a lifetime, especially when I started this process going through the dark night.
Going through
I was
your
fasting, so yeah,
priesthood?
yeah. So it's like an initiation, but it's also part of your spiritual development. You know, when your emotions is out of control, you fast because if you control your appetite, it gives you more control of your emotional and spiritual body. So when you going through a crisis, um, and you meditating, you trying to center yourself. And fasting facilitates you centering yourself because once you get past a certain point in your fast, uh, you start to feel the energy moving through your body, and then you be able to realize that the emotions is just for navigational purposes. You're not supposed to live there. You're only supposed to visit for a little while.
Well put. Yeah. I
So,
felt some energy go through me on a 40-day fast. I felt I lifted off the ground. I had to I had to put down the totem I was holding. I had a hawk wing, and I was
mm-hmm.
shaking that thing, and it was moving all on its own. And then I started lifting right off the ground. I was like, oh, I better put this thing down. I'm gonna fly right out of here.
So you said you was doing the ritual with a hawk wing.
Yes, sir.
What tribe you from, sweetie?
Well, I know
You,
for a fact my father told me we were Blackfoot, and I know for another fact that Chief Joseph M. Hazard is my grandfather.
so the ritual you doing with the feather, them the bird clans ritual. Now you got different bird clans that use different symbols from different birds. By you using the hawk wing, was it brown or red hawk?
It's the spotted one with the
Okay,
white and the brown.
so that's the brown and
Yeah.
white one. So that's the overt clan that you from, which is your rituals come from, right? Your hawk totem would be the black and white hawk, the one that you use the wing for. So you tapping into the frequency of the totem energy when you using the implement made from the totem animal.
The
But it has a
directional
what's
north, south,
right
east,
and
west, that had a lot to do with it getting to my north gate, if you know what I mean. Like when
mm,
I would face that direction, and then I'd feel the energy. This serious.
yeah. So the old culture, while you were doing your ritual with the overt, they had the Black Hawk chief from the Black Hawk stealth priests are the warrior priests.
Oh,
And they was similar ritual 9 out of 10 simultaneously with you without y'all even knowing it. Because they follow the energy that the priestess put out, and they try to pick the energy up to translate for the clan wherever they at what message is being relayed about conditions across the land.
a strong wind flew in from the east. Gate.
And that's why they call it wind talkers.
What are they called? I
Wind
didn't.
talker.
Okay.
But a tribal code talker, like the Navajo code talkers or wind talkers, all tribes have priests that is trained in it because they talking to each other telepathically and they reading nature to pick the message up on both sides. We call that knocking to a knockback, right? Code flippers.
The
So the
Douglas
code
fir
flippers,
trees as well.
right? Yeah.
Wisdom trees.
That's the fir is the evergreen, the eternal tree of life, the tree that never dies, meaning that even when it snows outside, it's still green. It's forever green, right?
Yes, that's what
Green
I
is
love about.
the greenhouse is the ones who responsible to maintain the balance in the foliage of the planet. Those are the women that they call Earths in the 5% nation.
In
The
fact, the
one
women, I could feel them coming over the Wind Talker channel asking me to put the pines on the altar. And yeah, they really like, because not everybody has the evergreen, if you know what I mean.
yeah. So when the women talk, they talk in groups.
Hmm.
And the high rank in the group talk to the other groups telepathically. And the best group to be in is the Big Mama group because they got information from the entirety of all of the different houses. Based on the colors, tell you what the tribe that's doing the work. The symbols tell you which tribe is doing the work. The colors, the symbols, the numbers. Then you have the dances, the local dances that they call cultural phenomena that's popping up in diverse places, which is the genetic code of the old tribal dances expressing itself based on the geography across the land. Different tribes had different dances. Like in the West Coast, they B and C walking, but they Harlem shaking up in Harlem. They jitting in Detroit. So we all still doing the fancy footwork, but that's how we communicating in artistic expression.
Choreographing constantly, you make music, you choreograph in your mind's eye. Yeah. And that's how we stay together. We may not be physically dancing, but we are. I know the
Yeah. So
Pumangita of a lot of dances. Like I may be Pumangita as well because
mhm,
I got the Eastern in the Eastern Indians that guarded the rivers over there. Where we grew the tobacco,
mhm.
Virginia.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's where we was all called from. That's where we got our call from. When
Mississippi
they left
too.
with Lewis and Clark, they knew we was moving southeast, so they sent Lewis and Clark's expedition to what they call survey the land. And as they surveyed the land, they knew that all of the chiefs had abandoned their castles to go fight the Gullah Wars because they the commanding forces. They the one don't know general in the tribes of the earth tribes. We don't send our soldiers to war unless we lead in the battle. That's the purpose of the war bonnet, so the soldiers can always see where the chief at on the battlefield. Because he's the one with the full regalia, right? Scout chief have one or two feathers or three feathers, but the full feather chief with
That's
the war bonnet
a war
leading the
bond.
war.
That's a
Yeah,
war bond. I know.
They don't wear it every day. They got us thinking we used to
No,
walk around with that. We walk around just like we do now, but we put that on when it's time to
when
either
it's time to woo,
perform
woo,
a
woo,
ceremony
woo, 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 on our
or
ponies
to rally.
with our bows and arrows and shit and guns. You know, it was
Yep.
real. It is real, but it's getting better.
hmm So I got some more people asking to come up,
Yes, sir.
and I'm gonna let them come up in case they have questions, and I'll talk to you later.
That
Okay, sweetie?
is up. Take care.
Fellas up. So let the next person up. I get long-winded. I'll be like, damn, Rod, shut your ass up and let the people talk. And all the people
Hey,
be
how are
like,
you
Rod,
doing?
won't you? Hey,
I'm
how
working
you
on some
doing, sweetie?
art right now. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You make my
Okay.
eyes.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah.
No, I
Saturday.
haven't had a stuff here, but
Let me stop. I'm getting out of line. I'm at work. I'm at work.
I wanted to show you this art piece I'm working on right now. Oh, let me see. How do I flip my camera?
Oh yeah, yeah, the Panther.
I'm not done. I have a bunch of canvases and stuff, but I'm gonna do it.
You got some skills.
Thank you. No, I have a lot of pieces. The good news is that store offered me a job to where I can start putting my art on t-shirts and stuff.
That's right up your alley. Because you get
Yeah.
it out into the world, and now you got people walking around with your art on their body.
hmm
How
Yeah.
you think Gucci?
I'm really excited for it. And I'm glad. I have two Instagrams so people don't get confused. I have an art page and then this is my family one, you know. But yeah, my I post a lot on social media. I've been discovering like, when we talk about ancestral stuff, there's a lot about my family that I didn't know. And then
Did you
like that's why I enjoyed going live
that
with
amazed you?
others here on Instagram because it gave me that space to talk. But then I saw that some people were not genuine.
Oh yeah.
And um
So out of the
all
stuff
the girls
about your
out
family,
there,
what was the
be
fascinating
careful.
thing you?
Yeah. I had some weird encounters. And then I would get frustrated because I always had the motivation to teach exactly art, but that didn't. Like it's a competition a lot of times through the social media and stuff, and I would get shy. Like I didn't want to participate in things, and um, I'm doing a documentary right now. I'm really excited about it. And it's gonna be fun.
That's just fire.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, the paint.
what can you
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
all of the new stuff you discovered about your family? What was the thing that fascinated you the most?
That fascinated me the most was, I guess, my ancestors. And then learning, like when I went to school, like I didn't like it, obviously, but when I was there, it taught me. Like I was always the awkward kid. Like I didn't get along. And especially where I grew up, like a mix. So I went to a strictly Hispanic school, you know. So a lot of them didn't even look at me as Hispanic, but um, but I'm black, you know. So they don't. It was very hard. Yeah, I got made fun of a lot, bullied and stuff.
Well, you
So
know,
my art taught me how to get through that, and I think sometimes with the things I went through as a child, maybe hindered me as an adult, and that's why I want to help other women because I know women struggle through um, things that we went through as children, and yeah, that's my whole motive. I want to help people do art and learn art in a way of expression, and I can show it to you again so you can have all my art supply. I'm just nervous, so I'm like,
you all right, sweetie. Yeah, that's cool. All right.
and you know, I kind of like wanted to make the panther look like Earth,
Yeah.
but I'm not done yet. This is like I'm not. This is just a sketch.
You got anything that's finished?
Um, yeah. Give me 1 second so I can show you. There's a couple pieces I'm working on. I'm not done with this one.
All right.
And then here, let me show. And this one it was made by my son's father. We're not together, but yeah, we inspired each other's art a lot.
The people watching like you too.
Yeah, I've been. There's a lot of detail in it. Like I try to make it look like a turtle with a flower shell, and then I'm trying to do the detail where it looks more like an eye, and then yeah. So one of my favorite paintings is actually with the shop that I was working with. So I don't have it right now, but I do have more artwork that you can show. Oh, this one. Sorry, all these canvases. Oh, you're mute. I don't know if I can hear you.
Yeah. I said you got some good.
Yeah. And like I feel like the Aztec stuff for me personally, it means a lot, and that's why I try to like teach people about it because I want people to remember that like a lot of people get afraid of Mexico, you know, or like I want to go there, but even my family that's from Mexico tell me not to go.
Your
I'm like,
art remind me of Frida Kahlo.
yeah.
Oh. Okay, sweetie, I'm gonna let you out so I can let somebody come up and ask some questions. All right.
All right.
I appreciate you
Thank
showing.
you. Thank you.
Okay, sweetie. I'll talk to you later. Let's get physical, physical. I wanna
Hello.
physical. Hey, where you?
Let me get some light. How you doing?
I'm trying to figure out how I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Um,
Is your camera on?
yeah. Can you see me now?
Oh, well, go ahead, sweetie. Ask your question.
So I've been how are you doing? First of all.
I'm doing miserable as ever, just like I'm supposed to be.
Oh dang.
It's only a temporary condition. I ain't finna live in that shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
You know,
been
you
I've been watching.
gotta be
You
something,
said
right?
what?
You gotta go through something to be something, right?
Most definitely. I'm learning
Okay.
that now.
So I can be something.
Yeah. I've been watching you and following you for a while now, maybe like 2, 3 years, and I'm fascinated with um just like the connection that you have with people
Hmm.
of like just telling us, I don't know, like the spiritual part of us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how you can just, when people talk to you, when you have conversations with people, and you can just tell them like about themselves, you know? So
Yeah.
the question that I was having was like, I want to be more in tune with like spiritually, like with my ancestors and stuff. Cause like a lot of people I feel like I'm having those intuitive moments or whatever, but I don't know. It just, I don't never get like confirmation, you know?
Okay. So let me help you with that. I need you to go to YouTube and type in the art and science of self-talk. Where you can just type self-talk in, and they're gonna give you they're gonna explain to you how it works, the mechanics of the
Mm.
self-talk. Right? Then you get type in how to breathe like a singer. And every day for a couple minutes a day, it don't have to be no all day thing, but start controlling your breath like a singer,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the exercises that singers do for breath control, right? Then um, you need to activate first you have to learn your higher language. This is why you need the self-talk. So when you start talking to yourself, you going to in your mind, you're going to hear the answer coming back to you from source. Don't let nobody confuse you with what's going on inside your head. But everything that come into your head is not your thought. So if it don't sound like your voice, that ain't from you. But if you recognize the voice, you'll know who it come from.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even know that when we hear things playing in our head, that they're not all in the same voice until you start paying attention,
Okay.
right? So this is why you got to learn the art and science of self-talk so you can weed out all of the background talkers and tune in to your own voice coming from the higher realm.
Okay.
Then your information will start to be more accurate because now when your intuition activate, you can intellectualize what you perceiving because now you know how your higher self communicate with you,
Mm.
right? And then I want you to get a book called the CRV Manual, the Controlled Remote Viewer Manual. It's going to give you exercises in there to train yourself how to be a remote viewer. That's clairvoyance. That's the ability to see into anywhere within the confines of space and time with the projection of the mind to the location. If you do those things, by the time but in practice them, you won't even realize that you, from the practice, you start actively be able to be an active oracle.
Okay. So yeah, because that's definitely what I need to work on is like my discernment with just in general, just my discernment. Because I
Mhm.
feel like I have like them superpowers or whatever. I call them superpowers. My great aunt, she knows. You ever heard of a saying where if you dream of fish, then someone in the family is pregnant? Yeah, she's been doing that for years. Like, and I told her about it. And I was like, yeah, you got superpowers or whatever. She was just like, she don't. I don't know. I don't know if she recognized it as that but she just
It's the same as ESP.
yeah.
So the tips I just gave you to practice, it makes you turn up the ability to use your psychic faculties better.
Yeah, because I'm
If you
trying to, and
notice,
I'm trying to figure out like what I know. I have a lot. I've been like as a child, I dream a lot, and I have weird dreams, or sometimes it feel like my dreams are like deja vu. Like it's something about like dreaming is different for me, but I can't never really like
what's your name, sweetie?
Takia
Takia. Where you calling from?
North.
I supposed to ask that when I picked you up. I forgot somebody in the comments just
I am
reminded me.
from Durham, North Carolina.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
I don't get it, girl. Yes. So the stuff that you will be learning, it's gonna work gradually. The more you practice it, the stronger it's gonna be when it start working. Because once you understand your higher language and how you communicate with yourself, you begin to be able to write your own personal codex, which is a translating tool for your dreams. This is why people dream journal,
Mm.
because the dream will show patterns in the physical realm where you can translate your dreams
Yeah.
more accurate.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. I be trying to figure it out. Like I look online and like do the dream meanings and stuff like that. And sometimes it makes sense, but sometimes I can't like really what you call it.
It don't actually match with
Yeah,
what you feel.
yeah, yeah.
So in the dream state, the understanding of what an archetype is important, because when you in the dream state, you in fourth dimensional mind matrix,
Mm.
but when you in astral, you in spirit matrix. The astral realm imprints on the physical realm everything that we see, but it all has to go through agency of the mind, the fourth dimension, from the fifth, in order to get to the third. And that's why they say if you can think of it, create it. If you don't, somebody else will. That's because once you bring the thought down into the physical world, it has to manifest. And if you can't make it manifest, somebody who else will get the idea that'll figure it out.
Mm.
And that's why you need a patent office, because people don't always patent their ideas, and then they look up somebody else got a patent on it. So
Yeah.
you got five coming in at the same time. They call that popping the quiff. But the first patent filed was the one who opened up the door.
For it to come through. Yeah.
So that's how you get the astral impression of the 3D to manifest in the 3D using the agency of man and mind.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but I hear you.
So they're saying that the spirit in the 3D used people to bring stuff into the 3D that was developed in the 5D. Now we going into 5D consciousness in the 3D realm. We still gonna be in the 3D realm, but we're gonna have fifth dimensional consciousness, which is like having your personal tutor once you understand how to read your higher self. Then you purify the ego, which allows you to know your highest good can be expressed easiest than your worst
Mm.
wickedness.
Okay, I hear that. I hear
Okay?
that. Yeah, I appreciate it. So, you said YouTube and look up self-talk and then do the breathing methods that singers do. And
Yeah,
that'll help me out.
yeah. And don't forget the CRV control remote viewing manual.
So I hope you gonna say this live, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it.
Okay, because I don't got no pens. You said CRV, something.
Play it back and get it out.
Yeah. All right. I think that's everything. Yeah.